Hey guys, so we are back again with another reading. This was sent to me by an amazing viewer named Power Within, so thank you so much to them. And it is going to be, what were their feelings and thoughts the last time you guys met? So kind of like what was running through their head the last time they saw you, and also a little bit of like, how has that changed or how are they feeling now, but mostly focusing on their thoughts and feelings at the time. And of course, we'll see what spirit brings up. But yeah, so this is going to be crystals today. I'm kind of running out of food. I have some food on the way, but it's kind of hard to find some like good food, fake food that's like realistic, but we're getting some more in later. But for today, it is crystal. We are going to start with the rose quartz and then going to the jade. Third is going to be the clear quartz, and fourth is the amethyst. So I am going to show you up close what the crystals look like, if I can figure out where my camera is. Okay, so that's the rose. Then we have the jade, which I have put it out in the sun to like sun cleanse a couple too many times, and it has a little bit of dirt, but it's just from being well loved. And same with this crystal, the quartz. And finally, the amethyst. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, now you guys can kind of tune in. I always say to clear yourself with a white bubble if you're having trouble deciding, if you're not having one come to mind right away. Imagine yourself surrounded with a bubble of white light and try to clear away any stress, any negative energy, so that spirit has the ability to kind of come in and tell you which one to go to. So if you're seeing a color or a number or the particular shape of any of the crystals, you'll know which one to go to. You can also always try clearing your mind, kind of causing everything to go blank and just pushing everything out, and then seeing which one comes up in your head. The first one you think of, that's probably the one to go with, or even closing your eyes, opening them, and seeing which one your eyes immediately go to. And keep in mind, not every reading is going to resonate 100%. I always think it's kind of like jostling to get to the front of the crowd, and sometimes your spirit guides are at the very front, like screaming directly into the microphone, and sometimes they're kind of at the back, able to shout a few things. But don't be discouraged, and always, if you're having a few readings that don't resonate, just ask your spirit guides like, hey, can you guys be really vocal next time and like send me some really clear messages that I know will be for me. So yeah, but with that being said, I'm gonna be quiet now and let you guys tune into the energy. Okay, so hopefully you guys had time to decide. If not, feel free to rewind, pause, and spend a few more moments with each of the crystals, or just rewind to the beginning and mute me so you can spend more time, focusing in on it. But let's go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey, pile one. So if you guys picked this beautiful rose quartz crystal, this is going to be your reading. This crystal, helps with love, relationships. It brings in that Venus energy. So it's a great crystal to pick for a love reading. I pre-pulled your card, so let's get right into it. You guys got the Tower upright, the Moon, the Knight of Cups, the Death card, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Empress, the High Priestess reversed, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, and the Six of Swords reversed. So this person felt very strongly about you. First of all, what's coming through is that they were very upset when they saw you guys last. So I don't know if the last time you guys saw each other, it was like an ending already had happened. Sometimes the last time you see each other, it's like you're still on good terms, and then just something happens, maybe you text each other, or it just kind of falls apart, or maybe you guys had a situationship and it doesn't work out, but there's kind of no like fallout period where you're interacting and you're upset with each other. But I feel like this person knew when the last time they saw you, they knew that they had like messed things up. and they're very upset about it. That's what they want to convey to you. It was like at the time they had this real desire to communicate to you and to talk to you, but they couldn't. So they really wanted to come to you, I think, like emotionally and verbally, and like say stuff, and they had a lot of sexual desire as well. They really wanted to come to you in like a billion different ways. You got 3 Knight cups and 3 Knight cards. So this person really wanted to like interact with you and to reach out to you, but you know, they're in a lot of despair about whatever was going on. They had a lot of respect for you, but something that's also indicated is kind of like a psychic block or psychically misreading the situation. So I don't know if that's on your end or theirs. They might have felt like you were misunderstanding them, or they might have felt like they had made a mistake and they misunderstood at the time. Or they're indicating that at the time, they were being like a little bit delusional, or they were blocking out their kind of higher self. Like they might have had an intuition of like, go talk to them, like say something or fix this, but they didn't listen. And now they're kind of saying like, at the time I was, you know, not thinking clearly. But so it could be that they're feeling that regret now, or even at the time they were aware that they had made a mistake. So I'm not sure in the timeline where they kind of, it seems like with the last time you guys saw each other, they for sure knew that things were ending, and that it was something they felt very bad about. But they also, there's some level here where like at some point they made a mistake. They messed up, or they didn't think clearly, or they didn't act appropriately, and that's what they're pointing to. I feel like for a lot of them, they were focused on something else that took up a lot of their attention and energy, and so they were kind of distracted almost. And I feel like maybe the last time you guys saw each other is when they had already woken up for some. For others, I feel like they were still kind of wanting to avoid the reality of what was going on, you know? And so maybe they were aware that it was ending, but they didn't know about their part in it, or they didn't want to fully acknowledge it, I guess. But yeah, there's an energy of like kind of resisting, like wanting things to change and resisting this ending. Like they were hoping that there would be some kind of different scenario. Maybe they thought that you would just forgive whatever they did, or you would be the one to reach out, or you would patch things up, or it wouldn't be a big deal, or you guys would get reunited. But there's like this knowledge, I feel like deep down intuitively, they knew that things were ending, but then they kind of tried to block that out. You know, it's like when you know, like there's just something, like for me, I noticed whenever I am about to like leave a big situation or move, like a couple months before, I'll get this sudden particular feeling, and I only started recognizing it, that almost feels kind of like deja vu, but it's super specific. And it's like my spirit guides being like, take a snapshot of this moment and take it in right now, because you're going to miss this particular lifestyle that you're leading right now. And that's kind of my indicator, even though it doesn't seem like that's like a for sure, like you're about to move sign. Every time I get that, I move within the next like few months, or I switch jobs, or I switch like lifestyles, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like only because I, you know, do psychic work am I able to identify that. But we all get those feelings or those indicators that like, you just get this feeling deep inside of you of like things are going to change, or this is the end, or this is the last time I'll see this person. I feel like this person had that feeling like this is it, this is about to change, this is going to end. I needed like kind of like put a memory, take a photo, take a snapshot of this person, because this is the final moment. But then they're also pushing back. It's like they don't want it to be true. It's like they're hoping that, you know, that's just a random anxious thought going through their head, you know? So there's this, I feel like they were getting psychic psychic messages from their higher self that they should do something, that they should switch this situation, and there's this real desire coming through on their end that they wanted to reach out, that they wanted to talk to you, but there's this aspect of like ignoring the message. I feel like for them, I am getting an anxious vibe, and I am getting a vibe of like I don't know, just anxiety. And I feel like this person, you know, for them, they can get very much in their head and kind of get discombobulated. And so when they got that message, even though in their core they knew it to be true, like they were able to kind of outthink themselves. You know, when you like know something is true, like maybe if you've ever had a friend who gets a red flag from their boyfriend or something, and you're like, you know, it was really weird that he kind of raised his voice at you at dinner, and your friend starts giving you like the most weird excuses ever, like he was stressed because he hates macaroni and cheese, and the table next to us got macaroni and cheese and he could smell it, and then like he wore the wrong shirt, and you're just like, what are you even talking about? You know, someone who just gets inside their brain and they're not thinking clearly. That's kind of what's going on here. I feel like this person somehow distracted themselves from this pain and was almost like deliberately trying to pay attention to other things so that they wouldn't have to fully acknowledge the loss of you, because again, that's something that's very painful for them. They really do hold you in high regard. They very much had deep feelings for you. They really still, I think to this day, have a lot of respect for you. Like not just, oh, this person's very attractive or sexy or smart or whatever. It's just overall respect. Like you have a very high place in their mind of someone they hold in very high regard. And so for them, this loss has been extremely difficult. It's not just the same as like, oh, well, I really had a big crush on this person and yeah, it sucks. But it's like, you know, when you really respect someone, for me with my exes, the ones that took me the hardest to get over were the ones that I really respected, because at the end of the day, I couldn't be like, yeah, he's cute, but I mean, he's totally irresponsible. Or, yeah, he's really attractive, but, you know, he's, you know, kind of cocky or something. Or he's not that good at this. It was the ones that I really deeply respected that it was like, damn, this sucks. And I just feel like because this person respected you so much, held you in such high regard, that makes a breakup a lot more difficult. And that might be why this person was mentally kind of, it's almost like I'm seeing someone mentally on a hamster wheel, like just spinning their wheels and kind of trying to come up with anything to distract themselves, any excuse, because there's this feeling of panic setting in of like, oh my God, what am I going to do next? I'm getting a big sense of panic. Panic and anxiety has come throughout this reading. So this person might struggle with anxiety in general, or it might be specifically about this situation. I also feel like they had a lot of other things they were having to focus on in their life. They might have been distracted by work or school, but it's almost like they were like, I feel like this was a realization for moment for them of like, how on earth did I prioritize other things over this person when they mean so much to me? Like, this is probably something they had after the fact. And I do feel like in this group, some of them were realizing this at the moment they saw you, and some of them it took a few months, weeks, whatever, for them to finally admit that to themselves. And as I'm saying that, I pulled surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. So I feel like this person was, what they're saying was, in that moment they were in the opposite of surrendering, and that's a good word for it. I was kind of struggling to find the word, but like surrender is the word. I feel like they were very much resistant to the idea of this ending. They were very like not okay with it. And sexual union, honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. Like, I feel like in a way this relationship, I don't know if it had to end for some of you. You guys might be supposed to reunite, but the point is it was ending, and I feel like this person was just fighting against it so hard. Like, mentally, it's like, you know, when you tell a toddler something and they don't, like, you tell a toddler to go to bed or something, and they're just covering their ears and they're like, screaming like, I can't hear you. That's what this person, I feel like, was doing. Like, at their core, they knew that this was over, but they didn't want to admit it, and they were very upset, and it's because of how much regard they have for you. Can you give us what was going through this person's mind the last time they saw pile 1, Spirit? What was going through this person's mind? Okay, we got, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. I definitely feel that this person, like I said, they hold you in such high regard. They have a lot of emotional connection to you. They really do have a lot of emotional connection, and it's like, this might be like a soulmate type union. I mean, I would say this feels like love or true love. Like, their emotions are super strong. And I always also notice, like, a lot of times the pile 1s are like the most intense. Like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's like their spirit guides are like clamoring to get in, and they're like, we're not waiting in line. It's kind of like those people that like butt in the front of the line, but it's because they are like at a concert are the ones who like camp out like 3 days early to get in. So they get the best spots. Like, that's pile 1's spirit guide. So it's obviously an important message, because they're like jostling to get the message through, and a lot of times it comes through like super intense. And so we got 2 other messages as I was shuffling. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. And let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. I really do feel, I like that image so well. And I like this one. Wait, there was another one. But I feel like you guys have a really deep connection, and you really might be soulmates. You really might be soulmates, and they might be telling you that you guys are supposed to be in separation right now, but you guys are gonna reunite, because let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space and wait is kind of giving me vibes that maybe you guys are supposed to be reunited, and this is a temporary situation for the point of growth, because I just feel like this person's feelings are so strong for you that they really, I feel like right now they're working on themselves to get to you. Like, they really took this really hard, but sometimes when someone takes a breakup hard, they blame the other person. They, get into like a little spiral of like, well, they weren't that great anyway. I never liked them, blah, blah, blah. And that is not the path to having a soulmate reunion. The path to soulmate reunion is being honest about like, okay, this was the part I played. I'm trying to grow in this way. Maybe, next time with this person, maybe they did this that was really hard for me to deal with, and maybe I can talk to them about better ways for us both to handle that if that situation comes up again. You know what I mean? But it's all about taking responsibility, being mature, and also acknowledging your feelings, because when we run from our feelings, we can't like actually fix it or address it. And this person, I feel like they are really being so honest with their feelings. Their spirit guides really, like I said, their spirit guides were like first in line to talk to you guys. So I feel like their spirit guides, you guys, I'm getting the vibe that you guys are very important to their spirit guides and their higher self. Their spirit guides are very much like, I need to talk to this person, let me through. And so it's like, yeah, I think that you play a very important role in this person's life, and maybe you guys are twin flames, soulmates, or you guys were supposed to meet and part, and you're supposed to kind of not reunite for some of you, but for many of you, I could definitely see this as a reunion type energy and a temporary separation for the point of growth, because this person's feelings for you are really strong and really deep. And after I kind of had filmed the intro, I've had to do so much like random little chores today. But so I was like going up to do some extra stuff, like the load of laundry or whatever. And I felt like I was going to film, and then I was like, oh, let me switch the laundry out. And I felt like your spirit guides were like, get back in there right now. Like, and I always get that vibe when it's a really strong reading with really strong feelings. It's like they want to tell you it so much because their feelings are so invested. You can imagine that when you really care about something, you're going to be way more like wanting that to come across. When you don't really care, you're like, oh, sure, do whatever you want. Take as long as it take as long as you need, take a break. But in this case, this person's feelings for you are really strong, really overwhelming. I feel like this has caused them a lot of personal pain that you guys are separated, and it's made them really reflect and go deep into a period of trying to grow, trying to reassess things about themselves. I do feel like I dropped a card, sorry. I do feel like they have grown a lot and they've really looked inward, which you love to see, because again, so many people can be really immature about these situations. So I feel like it means a lot that this person was willing to look inside themselves and actually address, their part in it. And I feel like they have done that. I think they think of you a lot. That's what I'm getting indicated. Like, they still think of you a lot. They definitely like want to come to you, think about you, spend time, with their mind on you. You guys very well might connect on the astral plane also because, again, their spirit guide came through so strongly that you guys very well might already be like hanging out up there, chatting. I don't know. But I get that vibe for sure. So pulling from the other deck, we got the High Priestess reversed again. That's really interesting. We also got, we got the Knight of Swords reversed. We got the Wheel and the Eight of Swords. So yeah, I feel like this person really just wants intimacy with you. Like, they really want your heart, we just got the Nine of Cups. So it's like they really want a family with you. And then we just got the Two of Swords reversed. This person went through a lot of pain, the fact that you guys are in separation. I feel like for many of you, when you guys last were in union, what was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. When they last saw you, it felt like a huge loss to them. Like, they almost wanted to like reach out, touch you, say something, say what was on their mind, but it's like they couldn't get it out, They couldn't actually verbalize it. So it's like one of those situations where you have something really big on your mind, but you're just like, I can't say it, and you kind of chicken out, and then afterwards you're like, oh my God, why didn't I? And this person still wants to reach out, but then it's also being kind of blocked. But the vibe I get is this person really wants deep intimacy with you. Like, look into your eyes, feel your heart, feel your emotions. They're very sexually attracted to you, but it's definitely more than that. It's definitely like a very pure feeling towards you. There's also this energy again of like, I feel like so we got the High Priestess reversed twice. So I do feel like for some, this relationship, this person or you are blocking their psychic insights, or that's what they were doing at the time. I'm not sure which. I feel like for most of them, maybe that was happening in the past, because again, I do feel like this person is really working on themselves, and I do feel like they have acknowledged to themselves the extent of their feelings for you. They are not, a lot of people play games, even with themselves, they won't acknowledge the extent of their feelings. They'll tell themselves, I didn't really care about that person, or I'm over it, or whatever, I'm going to find someone better, because it's very painful sometimes to admit and acknowledge that you really lost, that you really took an L. So it's easier, just even with yourself, to pretend like it's not a big deal to me. And I see this person has acknowledged it to themselves. They have admitted the extent of their emotions and how much they really did care about you. So I really like that. I feel like that definitely bodes well for the future of this connection, because I think in a way we got the Eight of Wands, and I feel like this person has been doing a lot of work on themselves. And I feel like a lot of that stems from this realization that this person had when they saw you. It's almost like what I'm seeing is someone like who is looking at like a porcelain doll or something, and they like want to reach out and touch you, but they don't want to break you, but they're so scared. So I feel like they were super drawn to you. They see you as very beautiful, I think. Like, you guys might have very refined features, like a very pretty face. I feel like you guys just come off as, yeah, very attractive, but in a very like sweet way. In a very like, again, I'm getting like delicate features, or like you guys are very kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but you guys are very, I'm almost seeing for like the women, very feminine, very like sweet, loving kind of, but also strong and tough, but very, yeah, like, I don't know how to describe it, refined features, like a doll or something. Like, and this person feels so drawn to you, like a magnet. Like for them, you're kind of like their kryptonite, you know? You're just their idea of like the ideal. And so I feel like, yeah, and for the men, I guess it would be very masculine characteristics, but very kind of classic looking. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you guys aren't the types to wear like low cut tops or like go around showing a lot of skin. You guys are kind of demure, and I think this person really liked that about you. And it makes them feel very like drawn to you, protective of you, and they kind of see like the core of you, like they see how sweet and vulnerable you are, and they really like that about you. You know, sometimes people don't like vulnerability, but this person loves that about you. They love that you guys are not like super tough, closed off to the world. You guys are like kind of sweethearts. And so it's like this person was super drawn to you, and I think that right now they're working on changing it. This was a huge loss to them, and a huge wake-up call. Ooh, I just spilled some cards, but let me get those back up. This was a huge wake-up call to this person of things they needed to change. I feel like they've spent a lot of time reliving this moment and beating themselves up. We just got Take a Chance on Love just now. And I do feel like that's what their spirit guides were telling them to do. Like their spirit guides were like, go talk to them, like say it, come on. And this person kind of chickened out is the word. And now they've spent a lot of times beating themselves up, replaying that moment. And we just got rest and relaxation is essential. And I'm seeing someone like in bed, like, you know, like, if you've ever had an embarrassing moment and it's like right before you go to sleep, you just keep replaying it like, oh, I should have said that, or like, oh, it's so embarrassing that I did this. I feel like that's what this person does with this moment. It's been a major source of pain to them. Whatever happened when you guys were last together, they had this real desire to reach out, to talk to you, but they didn't. They kind of bungled it, and now, you know, it's just something they're constantly replaying and kind of upset about. So yeah, I think if they could redo it, they would definitely like hopefully be brave enough to actually talk to you, to actually say that to you. We got spend quality time together, and I do think you guys hang out and talk on the astral plane, or you guys have a spiritual connection there. You guys actually might sometime, maybe that's why we got the High Priestess reversed twice. You might be trying to block that connection a little bit. Like, I feel like maybe for some of you, not all, this might not resonate for everyone. So just disregard what doesn't resonate and take what does. But for some of you, you guys might be trying to like block this connection off a little, or not focus on it, or move forward. You might not have liked how this person treated you. And again, this person is indicating that they do feel bad about how they acted. So of course, it's a general reading. And I'm not getting the energy personally that this person did something super horrible. But of course, that's also based on everyone's interpretation. And if someone doesn't treat you right, and you know in your core that you want to be treated better, then that's absolutely what you should lean into. You know, just because someone doesn't cheat on you or abuse you or whatever, it doesn't mean that they're acting right in the relationship. So I'm not getting an indication of like major infidelity or something that is like super, super toxic, but they might have done something like that, or something, you know, big enough that it might have been a mistake on their part and not like a deliberately cruel thing. But whatever it is, if it really bothered you, if they did make a big mistake, you know, I totally respect that. I just feel like this person for them, they are coming through with an apology, but that might be the reason why you guys are like trying to move forward, trying to move ahead. Like maybe they didn't treat you as well as you deserved. Even if that was, you knew they liked you and you knew they had a crush on you, but they never texted you, kind of a thing, you know, and you're like, I deserve better. I deserve someone who's going to reach out to me and who's going to be upfront and honest and take me on a nice date and, you know, make me feel like a queen or a king or whatever you guys want. This person, there is this aspect of this person kind of taking in their behavior and regretting it. So I'm not getting like that they did something horrible, but it could be, you know, it's a general reading. And I feel like for some of you, you guys are trying to move forward from this connection and kind of blocking them out mentally. Like you guys are like, no, we are not going to have late nights, dream conversations anymore. We are not going to have late night, like I'm listening to music on shuffle and suddenly every song that reminds me of you comes up and you're connecting with me astrally. Maybe you're aware that this person does this and you're like, I'm not doing it anymore. And when those songs come up, you put it on like a specific playlist and you're like, no, I'm going to go listen to fun workout songs or something. I am not going to dwell on this energy. But I feel like for some of you, you guys are trying to take steps to move forward and you're not wanting to stay super connected with this person, astrally speaking or metaphysically speaking. And so that might be something that this person is kind of indicating or complaining about to me, is like that they would like to talk to you on the astral plane and they're upset that you guys are, you know, blocking their connection. That would apply for some, not all of you, because I'm getting that some in the group are in that category or not. But the main thing that comes through for everyone is this huge feeling of regret, feeling like they made a mistake. Again, I'm getting that like the kind of regret they're feeling is more along the lines of something like they didn't prioritize you as much. They prioritized other things in their life. So it could be school, work, other people, whatever. But that it's almost like they were distracted and they didn't know what they had or they took you for granted. So like, I'm not getting like this person was abusive or cheated or something, but it could be for some. It's a general reading, but there is this mistake. They made some kind of mistake and they're now really regretful of that. And they're very much taking in like, I didn't prioritize, I didn't act right, I didn't come correct. And it's something that I think they have the intention to change. Like, I feel like if you guys ever got back together, this person would be on their best behavior for sure. Because I think that they realize deep at their soul that they are never going to feel the same way about anyone as they feel about you. And they kind of knew it at the moment, but I think they were trying to hope that somehow things would turn out different. But I feel like this person was really in a lot of pain. Like, I'm seeing someone like down on their knees. I feel like that's probably what they wanted to do to you, is go to you and like beg you, like, please just take me back one more time. But obviously that would be kind of over the top. And I think their pride prevented them from doing that. But yeah, this has very big, like, it does have soulmate energy. It definitely has, like, also I feel like you guys are super in your power. You guys have this beautiful quality to you. Again, I mentioned earlier, this person was super attracted to your sweetness, and you guys have like a purity to you. But I don't think it's not just like this is the only person that's attracted to that. I feel like in general, a lot of people are drawn to you. You guys have a sweet core. You guys are very nice, sweet people, and kind of pure and innocent. And people really like that about you. So I actually feel like you guys have options, and you could probably date around if you wanted to. And maybe that this person knows it, and that's why they're so regretful, because I'm getting that if you guys are choosing to end this connection, which is totally 100% your choice, and I have nothing but respect for either direction you take with that, because I have had to end connections that are psychic, and you know, I knew for me that was the choice I wanted to make, even though I knew the person was still connecting with me in the astral realm. And I decided to cut those cords because I was just sick of it. And so totally understand. I also, let connections go on sometimes a little bit longer because I'm like, well, I'm learning something from this or whatever. So either way, no judgment on my part. But I just feel that if you guys do choose to end this, if that's something you guys want to do, you guys would have a lot of dating options, and you guys would have a lot of other people who are lined up and interested in dating you or being with you romantically. Like, you guys will kind of have your pick. Actually, I'm seeing like that. Yeah, there's like other people I'm getting who like really want to come through. So you guys might have more than one soulmate, or this was like a soulmate. I feel like, again, this person learned a lot, and we're tapping into their energy, but you guys might have learned a lot from this connection as well. And sometimes that's why a soulmate comes in. Or a past life connection, is to teach us something, but then we're not supposed to end up with them forever, because I am getting that, again, you guys, like, Spirit is indicating to me that there's a lot more interest in you guys, and there might be other things in your future. And of course, all these things are up to us and our free will. So if you want to choose to still be with this person, you totally can. And if you want to choose to be with other people, you totally can. And it's just a matter of, our individual preferences. But as far as this person's feelings, it was definitely deep regret. And I feel like they felt like they are never going to find someone else as good as you. That's what I'm hearing. Like, I'm hearing that song by Drake that's like, you to best I ever had, best I ever had. I feel like that's what they think of you. Like, you guys will be the best that they ever have, that they can't find anyone else. And I feel like the lyrics of that song, like, he's like bragging the whole time about like his accomplishments, or like, I bring this to the table, I bring that to the table. That's kind of like you. Like, I don't think you guys would ever brag, because they think you guys seem so sweet and humble. But what I'm getting from your energy is that you guys have a lot going on. You have a lot that you bring to the table, looks wise, energy wise, vibe. It's all really good. It's all like on point for sure. So, even though you wouldn't be the one singing like best I ever had, this person's aware that that's the energy you bring. And so they are definitely like regretful that they are never going to find someone who's like got all these characteristics that you have. So this is definitely the energy I would want in a breakup. Like, I know we all say like, I hope my ex does well, but I want someone to be regretful, crying, sad, especially if they don't treat me right. It's like, I'm sorry, like I will wish you well in the future when we've moved on, but after that breakup, I want you, ideally crying, upset, regretting your life choices, wishing you had it different, looking at my picture and sobbing. Like, all of that is totally okay with me. And that's what I'm getting from this vibe. This person was definitely, like regretful, regretting their life choices. I can see someone like looking at someone's picture and crying, like literally, like in a movie or something. Like, it's kind of funny because, I don't know. I mean, this is like ideal breakup scenario for you guys. I know you might have a deep connection to this person, and I'm not saying you should like take pleasure in their pain, but if they did mess up somehow, it's good that they know. And I do feel like they've grown. So it's a win-win for everyone. They realize they messed up, and that's sometimes what needs to happen to make you guys reunite, and so that someone can act right, because sometimes someone needs that hard lesson and to kind of get smacked into place so that they can, be on their best behavior. Not literally. I'm definitely not actually indicating violence. I'm talking about like spirit sometimes has to like give us the hard, tough lessons. So I feel like this was painful for this person, but they've really improved themselves because of it. So it kind of has been a blessing. And again, you guys bring such a beautiful energy. I feel like you guys really didn't do anything bad at all in this, and just were like pretty exemplary behavior the whole time. You guys are sweet, kind souls. So, they should have treated you right, because you guys really are a catch. And I think no matter what, you're going to have a lot of interest in you. So they did kind of really mess up. So I really hope that resonates, guys. It was beautiful and lovely tapping into your energy. Thank you for allowing me to feel this vibe, and please let me know if it resonated and if it rang true, and make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to see more videos, make sure you are subbed, and I will be back very soon for another video. Sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day. Bye. Hey Paul too. So if you guys picked this beautiful jade crystal, this is your reading. I love this crystal. I've had it for several years and I've cleaned it like in the sun, charged it in the sun. So it has a little dirt on it from being on the ground. And I brought it out to the desert too, specifically, and like left it overnight. And anyway, sorry for the dirt, but it's because it's well loved and it has great energy for your reading. So let's get right into it. I pre-pulled cards and you guys got the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, the Nine of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Hermit, the Magician reversed, the Five of Cups, Temperance, the World reversed, the Seven of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Let me rearrange these. But yeah, so the energy I'm getting here is this person, you know, in all honesty, they felt very betrayed by you guys. So, there's this sense like on their end, and again, I'm not saying this is the truth. This is just what they tell themselves or what they're telling me, but there is this sense of like them being the victim or them being lied to or betrayed. So like, you know, I always take a lot of these with a grain of salt because I think a lot of times whenever someone has deep emotions, sometimes they, you know, it's very painful to go through being broken up with or having a situation not work out how you wanted. And so sometimes it can be easier to kind of almost like play the victim or blame it all on one person rather than, you know, just accept that it didn't work out and that you had your part to play. And so sometimes, especially when I think we're less like evolved, not to be judgmental, but it's easier to blame. Now, with that being said, by the way, like there are totally situations 1001% in which there's abuse, narcissism, lies, cheating, and all this disgusting stuff. So please don't think I'm like generally saying anyone who plays the victim or anyone who is upset in a situation is playing the victim. Like there are clearly relationships where there is a one-sided like predatory partner and the other one is like basically a victim in it, you know? So, I am not diminishing that in any way if that's something you guys have experienced. Totally not at all. But I just think sometimes like in this, I am not picking up, like maybe some of you guys were doing really shady stuff. I don't know. But I'm not really picking that vibe up. I feel like what I'm getting is like this person, first of all, what's coming up is they had really planned out a future with you, like an intensive future. I feel like they had like planned like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like probably like this is where we'll go on vacation and this is the restaurant we'll go to all the time and this is the kind of house we'll have and maybe even like kids and stuff. Like they had really planned a lot. So having this like end, however it did, felt to them like they had put in all this effort and it was for nothing, you know what I mean? And it was a huge loss and a huge L, and they're very sad, they're very upset. I feel like they had imagined things working out really long term with you. So yeah, I also don't know, for some of you guys, it might have developed into like fighting at the end. I'm not sure. It definitely might have turned into like a fighting situation and they realized that this was like not the best and it was somewhat toxic, or that's kind of what they're portraying. But I also feel like there's a lot of them who really didn't communicate their feelings to you. So it didn't even necessarily reach the point of fighting. Like it's more along the lines of, again, this person's creating a narrative of something that like suits them, because I think this was very painful for them. In all honesty, I think they had a lot of deep emotions for you. I feel like you guys sparked this new thing in their life that it's almost like they were like asleep, and then when you came in, you like woke them up or something. Like that's the energy I'm getting. Like you brought in this ace energy that just was like all these new beginnings, new feelings, like almost like, you know, when you get butterflies, you meet someone and you start getting butterflies for the first time in a long time, and you're like, oh my God, I like, maybe you had, I know for me, my first like love after that ended, I really never thought I was going to ever fall in love again. And I was like, well, I had love and it only comes around once in a lifetime and that's it. And the next time when I actually felt butterflies again, which was a while after, but when that happened, I was like, what? Like, I didn't know I could feel that way about anyone else so strongly. And it was such a surprise and a shock to me. And I really feel like that's kind of like what this person, like, they didn't realize they could feel this way. They didn't realize they could feel so excited and like look forward to seeing you and blah, blah, blah. And that's probably why their mind went ahead of them, because I'm also feeling like this person didn't like communicate to you all their feelings. Like, I feel like they had planned out all this stuff, but there wasn't like letting you know that this was a part of the plan, that like, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, but like, we're supposed to be engaged and we're supposed to be married and whatever, you know? Like, I mean, some of us may feel that way about like Zac Efron or something, like, you're engaged to me, but you might not know this, but this person literally is like projecting this whole relationship. And I don't feel like they actually took the time to communicate it. Like, you know, people joke about like, this celebrity is my husband or boyfriend or whatever, but this person really was kind of like doing that. Like, they were like filling in the blanks, and like, I feel like a lot of them, even if you guys were together in a relationship, I don't think this person communicated the extent to which they had long-term plans with you. So it's almost like you guys, like, you're like, wait a minute, we were supposed to be what now? Like, we were supposed to be engaged when? You never proposed. Like, it's that kind of a situation. And I also feel like they kind of have a negative, I don't know if they went through past trauma or something, but they kind of have a negative mindset where they're like, well, back to square one, single again, I always get rejected, or like, maybe something like, girls always pick the other guys over me, or whatever. This person has a very negative, like, self-image almost. That's probably why they weren't more upfront with you about their feelings and about their intentions. I feel like they were very, like, you obviously liked them enough if you're asking about this reading, but I don't feel that they communicated to you the extent to which they had planned things out. So it was like they were kind of alone in this relationship on their own, just imagining, filling in the blanks, and just putting together this picture of a relationship or a family that never really consulted you, never really asked you like, hey, would you want to be in on this? And you guys very well might have said yes. Or if you guys were in a relationship, again, like, I just think this person didn't communicate the extent of their feelings or their intentions, because I do think they had very long-term intentions. I keep getting that. Like, this person really saw you as someone they wanted to be in their life for a long time. And so I think that's where they were so disappointed. And so there's this kind of feeling of like, I was lied to, or I was deceived, or I was led on, that kind of language, which I think, you know, like, maybe this person could look at it in a different perspective and be a little bit more mature about like, did this person lie to me, or did I never tell them what was going on? You know, like, I feel like it's like you're mad at someone that you're mad at someone for not coming to your party and you never invited them to come. You know what I mean? Or you're mad at someone for like standing you up on a date and you never invited them. So it's like, okay, you need to communicate a little bit more and you need to put yourself out there. But I think this person has a little bit of trouble being vulnerable. So let me pull some more cards for you guys while I talk. What was in pile two's person's head the last time they saw them? So we got time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. Embrace. Through each other you find the missing pieces. What was in their mind the last time? It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So I'm getting like a lot of vibes coming through these cards right now. Like, one being that it is important to take a step back and spend some time alone. I think this is something this person told themselves. and tells themselves, but again, it's like this emphasis on like, I guess I'm alone again. And it's kind of almost annoying me with these cards coming through, because I feel like in a way I want to like be like, no, not the case in this situation for you. Like, I feel like this person, they do have this like I don't know how to describe this. They have this mindset of like, I have to accept things, and kind of like, well, that's just how things are for me. This kind of a thing always happens to me. Like, you know, this is just how things are in my life. This is how things go for me. And it's almost like a depressed energy. And it's like, for me, I feel like, you know, you don't necessarily have to accept this. You could try and really put yourself out there, and it might be a different outcome. Like, I feel like this person moved to like the, well, I need to accept it stage from like point one. You know how like usually in the stages of grief there's like denial, trying to change it, and then like anger or whatever, and this person jumped from like step 0 to acceptance. Like, it's like, I would love for them to actually try to put some action, Mars energy, into it, and be like, you know what, actually I really like this person, and I'm gonna kind of track them down and like tell them my feelings. But I feel like they're very defeatist. Like, they have this very much idea of like, it's not going to work out, kind of pessimistic. So they automatically like accepted it, moved on, kind of started telling themselves this narrative of like, this is just how it is for you. Very depressed energy. It would be nice if they got a little fire in there and were like, you know what? No, it doesn't have to be this way. I don't have to accept it. I won't accept it. I demand better. I've had to do that like in my life, sometimes with spirit guides. I've had to be like, no, I'm not taking this. I refuse. And it's like, yeah, sometimes you'll have to fight a little harder, and it's a difficult situation, you know, or a tiring situation if you're working really hard for something or pushing for something, and it takes your effort, but it's worth it if you really want something. I think this person has to get that fire. You know what I mean? They have to get that push, because I feel like they could have averted this, and you guys probably would have been a lot more open to it. Like, again, they're acting like you rejected them, but I'm like, did they? Because I'm not really getting that vibe. I feel like the vibe I'm getting is like, you didn't really even have the option to reject them. Like, they never gave you that option. You might have just like glanced at them in the wrong way, and they were like, see, I knew it. I knew it was over. I knew they never liked me. And it's like, what? You never gave them the chance. And maybe it was a off day, or maybe, you know, maybe you guys did have like a communication breakdown, or there was some fighting or arguing, but I feel like you guys could have resolved it if they had like really addressed it. It's reminding me of an ex I had who was so bad at confrontation and would never bring up stuff, and I would be like, is something wrong? And they'd be like, no, everything's fine. And then I'd like, later we'd be hanging out, and I'd just keep getting the vibes. And this was before I knew that I was super psychic. So I just was like, why am I feeling so weird about this person? And I just kind of know that they were mad about a certain topic, but I didn't know how to talk about it. And I was like, why aren't they speaking on it? And it was just the most odd thing. And I realized later that this person was just really bad at communication, and they just let it eat them up. And I feel like that's kind of the vibe here, where this person, they don't want to make themselves vulnerable and communicate to you. They don't want to tell you, this is how much I care about you. And so they're just holding it inside, kind of hoping you'll figure it out. And the problem with my relationship is they'd get mad at me for not like fixing the stuff they were mad about. And they never told me what they were mad about. And I was like, how am I supposed to fix it if you don't tell me? If you don't tell me you're upset because of XYZ, how am I supposed to take care of it? And it's stuff that I can easily fix and take care of, you know? Like, if you're like, listen, it really bothers me when you say this, or do this, or don't text me, or whatever, I can fix that, but I can't fix it if you're not telling me. And I think that's what's going on here, where this person kind of like, they're in this defeated attitude towards you of like, I was rejected by them. But I'm feeling like they never fully put themselves out there, and they never fully gave you the chance to address it, or the chance to respond, or the chance to say like, yeah, I'm into you, or no, I'm not. They just kind of fill in the blanks a lot in their head. Like, they just mentally kind of take the ball and run with it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like from the beginning of this relationship to the end, that's a theme, is like them mentally taking whatever crumb you give them and like turning it into a loaf of bread, which would be one thing if it's all positive, but it's another when it's like negative as well. Like, I feel like from the beginning, they automatically, when they met you, saw this future with you that you didn't necessarily sign on to. Like, you might have been really into them, but they were automatically kind of like, okay, this will be my partner, this will be my boyfriend, girlfriend. And then, you know, they never really asked you if that was what you were into or whatever, or you would be interested. And then I also feel like towards the end, it was like a small thing that they kind of blew up over, or a small rejection, like you looking at them wrong, or like, I don't know. Like, I feel like this was something small that they kind of took as like a huge offense and are very upset about. I don't know, that's the vibe I am getting. I also pulled the card, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway of the soul. And that's really what was happening here, is like their mind is kind of playing tricks on them. Their mind is getting in the way of their heart, as this card says so perfectly. Like, that's what's happening, is they have all these feelings in their heart and they have these deep emotions, but they're not really expressing it to you. I feel like if they had expressed it to you, you could have handled it really well. Like, they almost didn't give you enough credit. And they kind of took it as like, well, you know, they wouldn't want to, I'm not going to tell them anyway. They'll just, I don't know, use it against me or something. I mean, it's interesting. This person might have some kind of trauma from their past, or an ex that didn't treat them right. I'm not sure exactly why someone would be so negative. So let me get some more cards from this deck for pile 2. What is their person's last feelings when they saw them last? Okay, so we got the 2 of Pentacles. We got the Knave of Chalices. I think that's the page, but it's the Knave. And you can see this guy. I love him. He's so dramatic, and yeah, he just looks so upset in like a dramatic way. Like, I don't know. It's kind of a vibe, actually. Like, I want to like live in that room and be eating ice cream at midnight with like a cat and like a candle. It's very like aesthetic. So could make a good Instagram pic or something. But yeah, so this person, like, that's how they were feeling. They were very upset, very much in their head. I mean, this person had a lot of respect for you. We just got the Empress, Justice. I feel like they feel like you are going to get karma or something. Like, again, it's like you did them wrong, which is like, I don't know if that's accurate. I think this person is, you know, projecting a little bit. Like, it's like, you know, no one is going to get bad karma if they just, I mean, of course, it's up to you guys. Take what resonates and leave the rest. If you did do something messed up to this person, cheated on them or whatever, then yeah, you will get karma for that. But if this is someone that never communicated to you their feelings and you're just living your life and you just didn't read their mind, then you're not going to get karma for that. You didn't do anything wrong at all. I actually used to feel bad with my ex who was so bad at confrontation. He would always expect me to kind of read his mind. And while like I am a psychic, I was very like confused in the moment. Like, I would be like, what? And I didn't trust my psychic visions at that time. So I would feel like I can't just bring up this subject. Like, it'd be so awkward, but I kind of knew what was on his mind, but I didn't want to. And I felt like he would get really mad at me of like, why didn't you tell me this? Or he would just have these subjects that would kind of like eat away at him. But if I would ask him, like, is everything cool? And I would try to dance around it and be like, so you're happy with what happened with this situation? And he would be like, yeah, everything's great. Everything's cool. And I just couldn't get out of him, even if I would try to ask like a bunch of different ways. And then I felt like he was mad at me because I didn't get it out of him. And it's like, it took me a long time to realize that it wasn't my fault and that I didn't have any responsibility to tease out like someone's answer. Like, we're adults and you have to use your words and you have to speak up. And if you can't, then you're not really capable of being in a relationship, in all honesty. And that's kind of a little bit of the vibe I'm getting here, where like I feel like this person really does need to learn to verbalize their feelings, to communicate with you, to ask you, are you on the same page? How are you feeling? Rather than just kind of getting on these vibes themselves, where first of all they're going towards like long-term commitment and never consulting you, never asking you, and second, they are then being like, okay, so they lied and they cheated, and never really asking you. Like, it could have been that they thought you cheated on them, but they never confronted you. They just assumed it because you were like talking to a guy, and they were like, or talking to another girl or whatever it is. And they were like, oh, I knew it. I knew they were cheating. And it's like they just keep letting their mind run away from them. And that's why I think the card said your mind is in control when it should be your heart, because it's like, they really let their mind get the better of them, you know? And so this person, you know, as far as how they felt towards you, it's very betrayed. They feel very much like lied to, upset, and they feel stupid. You know, they feel like they were kind of an idiot. I'm hearing the Tegan and Sarah song, I Was a Fool. So we got physical touch. I'm hearing I Was a Fool by Tegan and Sarah, which is all about like that feeling of disappointment you have at the end of a relationship where you're like, this person didn't treat me right and I tolerated it, which is a genuine emotion. And hopefully you guys weren't treating this person badly. But a lot of the energy I'm getting is just that this person really, you know, that is the perfect card. Slow down. I just pulled that, and that's exactly it. I feel like they were going a million miles an hour in like all directions, you know? Like, first they went a million miles an hour towards imagining this intense future with you, which again, you might be like, well, that's news to me. Like, they never proposed. They never asked me. Well, yeah, like that's the thing. Their mind goes really fast and they don't actually like take the time to ask you, like, hey, are you down to move to a lake house in the middle of Maine and have a career path where we both sell like antique engraved tin cans, you know? But that's what they were imagining in their mind. They had like this whole setup going on. They had this whole little fantasy, you know, played out in their head, and it was involving you, and they had all these ideas of what was going to go on, but they never consulted you. They never asked you if you would be down, and if you want to live in Maine, and do you like tin cans, and can you engrave? Like, they never asked you. They just went from 0 to 60. And then again, I think this same thing with the breakup. I feel like they didn't give you the opportunity to explain yourself or to really ask you if, you know, if like, okay, so did you do this stuff? Did you betray me? They just kind of assumed that it was happening and acted as such. Like, it was just like, that's it. And I know they're lying, and I know they betrayed me, and that's it. And yeah, it's a little bit immature. I would say if I was doing a reading for this person, I would really encourage them to work on improving their throat chakra and improving their ability to communicate, because for me, I've learned in relationships, like, communication is key. And even if you have those deep feelings, if you're not willing to talk about the hard stuff in the relationship, then there's no chance. And this isn't even like the hard stuff. This isn't even like the hashing out, like, you know, I really have a problem with your family and I don't want to go to Thanksgiving with them anymore, and I can't do it. Like, this is not even one of those like tough discussions that has to happen sometimes. This is like level 1, like, I really like you and I'd like to go on a date with you, or like, I really like you and I'd like to move in with you kind of stuff. Like, this shouldn't even be this hard, but this person is not that great at communication. So we also got physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much, and rest and relaxation is essential. So I think This card for me comes up a lot when there's like a mental or dream connection. So you guys might communicate in each other's dreams or see each other in dreams, or your spirit guides are kind of vibing, hanging out, having a kiki in the dream world. But you might communicate with them or get impressions of them from your dreams. I do think you guys have a deep connection, and this person really liked you, and honestly they still really like you. I feel like, again, they tell themselves these narratives of like they lied, but it's like just to make themselves feel better because their feelings were so deep. So I think those feelings are very much still there for them, even if they're trying to repress them, and then they might come out in their dreams. And so I feel like I could definitely see you guys hanging out there. And then physical touch, I mean, this person really wants to be physically close to you. That would mean a lot for them. For those of you who, I feel like for a lot of you guys, you didn't get to have sex because, again, this person kind of bungled it a lot, and was so afraid to be honest with you. But I feel like it would have been a way. I feel like they are not really that comfortable expressing themselves verbally. They're much more comfortable expressing themselves physically. So, you know, if you guys had made it to the bedroom, you probably would have felt that intense love coming from them. I mean, some people, like people say like, oh, like only guys only care about sex or whatever. And that's not true. But I think some people like, it's not just, sometimes someone is all about sex. Sometimes it's not just about the sex, it's about the emotions, but some people express themselves physically much better than verbally. I mean, I'm a loudmouth, so I will express myself verbally. You know, any day. I like to talk, but you know, some people feel really have a difficult time like opening up or whatever. And so it's like physically, that's where they can feel, you know, powerful in their domain, comfortable opening themselves up. And I think that would have happened. Like if you guys would have slept together, this person would have probably been very worshipful towards you and like done whatever it takes, or just been very reverent, feeling very lucky to like be able to be with you. And that's like, yeah, so that's coming across really strong. But I do think this person has a little bit of immaturity, and they need to work on, being able to express themselves more. But they really imagined a big future with you. They had a lot of respect for you, and so even though now it's turned into like this discourse of like, they lied, they cheated, or they led me on, or they pretended to care, but they didn't. I think it's like a cope. It's like a defense mechanism for them dealing with the loss of you, because to them that was so deep and it was so painful. So as much as that may hurt, try to take it as a compliment. Consider, as my grandmother says, consider the source and consider their intentions, because I definitely think this person, you know, it's like how you'll meet someone and they talk about their ex-girlfriend and they're like, she was horrible. And then you're like, okay, but you still have her as the lock screen picture on your phone, and you're still checking her Instagram every 5 minutes. So if she was such a monster, like how does that work? It doesn't really make sense. But I think that is sometimes easier to go with than admitting like my emotions were like so invested, I bungled it, I didn't approach them the way I should have, or whatever the story may be. So again, try to take it as a compliment. I know it stinks when anyone is portraying you in a negative light, but I think most people would be able to tell the truth of their emotions, and that they have a hard time expressing their emotions in general. But you guys should know that you really made them feel alive for the first time in a long time, and they really felt so strongly about you guys. That's coming in really strong, that they really saw a future with you. You really excited them and just turned them on in so many ways, not just physically or sexually, but like in life. Like your energy was so exciting to them. Like it's like you lit a fire. I feel that from you. They perceive you that way, very kind of fiery, spicy, exciting. Like you just added something so fresh and special to their life, and that's what makes that very painful for them. But as far as how they saw you when they last met you, again, I feel like they're very much they're trying, like it's almost like they find you very beautiful most of the time, but I almost feel like they were trying not to look at you. They were trying to block you out mentally because, again, they are so upset at losing you that they don't want to acknowledge or see how beautiful you are. They want to pretend like they're not seeing it. There's a lot of coping going on mentally in their head. So they are aware of all these things on a deep subconscious level, heart level, as the card said. But then mentally, they kind of tell themselves a narrative to feel a lot better. So yeah, but those feelings are very strong. And I guess it's easier to cope than to admit the truth for some people. But I really hope that helped you guys. Please do let me know in the comments about this because I am very interested in this situation. This is a lot of drama, but I love drama. So let me know what's going on with this because I'm very curious. And I really hope it resonated. Make sure to like if it did and also to subscribe. I post these videos every few days. So if you want to see more, make sure you are subscribed and with notifications on. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you guys so much love and light, and make sure to leave a video idea if you have one. I got my video idea for this video from a subscriber, so if you guys have any suggestions, I am all ears. But yeah, I will see you in the next reading. Sending you guys love and light. Bye. Hey Pile 3, so if you guys picked this beautiful clear crystal quartz, this is going to be your reading. I love clear quartz and it gives a super psychic, intuitive vibe, so it bodes well for your reading. Let's get into it. I pre-pulled some cards, so we are starting with the High Priestess, then we've got the Hanged Man, the Six of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the Two of Wands reversed, the Ace of Swords, the Empress, the Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. So for me, what I'm getting here is that this person, first of all, they have a lot of respect for you, and that's coming in really strongly. There's also like this, like, I don't know how to put it, like childlike or kind of like childhood crush type energy. When you are younger, like your first love or something, and you feel so strongly about a person, that's what's coming through, that this person, like, I feel like so ecstatic about you, that this person really, they put a lot of their heart in you, if that makes sense. They put a lot of their hopes, dreams, wishes in you. And there was this really deep emotional connection you had. But the last time they saw you, they were aware that this was kind of the end. And they were feeling very defeated. And it makes them feel also very emotionally dysregulated. It makes them feel very bad because, again, they had put so much of their emotions in you that, now knowing that you were going away, it felt like such a loss. It really disrupted and kind of upended their emotional state, and made them feel, like everything was kind of lost. There was this huge desire to like reach out and speak to you. I'm not sure if they followed through with that or not, but yeah, they were feeling like this kind of panic or real sense of loss, because their intentions towards you were very intense. They had a lot of respect, regard for you. They definitely imagined things to be long term, I think. And again, there's like this childlike innocence coming through, I guess is how I would put it. I'm having a hard time finding the right words, because it's not necessarily like childlike, but kind of, it's very young, playful, sweet. You know how you feel the first time you fall in love, like when you're like your first love, and it's like you've never felt this stuff before, and you don't have any trust issues because you've never had your heart broken, and everything is just like amazing. And then of course, you think, like, you always think it's going to work out forever because it's the first time you felt that way. And then, the second time it happens, you're like, oh, but this might not work out because it didn't work out the first time. And, by the third time, it's like, oh, damn, okay, well, I'm really going to be careful. So I feel like this person, how they felt towards you was they didn't have a lot of inhibitions emotionally. Like, they really poured a lot of themselves into you. They really experienced this full, like, array of emotions when it comes to you. They weren't holding themselves back or being watchful or being like careful of like, oh, well, they're going to break my heart, so let me watch what I'm saying, or let me really keep myself on a short leash, or let me not, get too deep into deep yet. Like, this person was kind of like all in, and they were very much emotionally connected to you very early on. And again, they have a lot of respect for you coming in. We did get the Empress and the High Priestess. And so it's like they really respect and revere you, yeah, it's kind of like they have you up on a pedestal, or there's just a ton of the feeling of respect coming through. Like, I feel like whatever you guys have going on, you might have some psychic abilities, and you might, watch these kind of tarot videos or have other spiritual practices. But this person is kind of like in awe of you. They really feel like you are a very commanding presence. And they're a little bit intimidated by you, but they like it. You know what I mean? They're intimidated, but they're excited by it. They're not intimidated and like resentful or feeling weird or like, I'm going to prove myself. It's like, they are like, heck yeah, intimidate me. They're liking it, that works well for them. So yeah, I love that. I love a guy especially who like sees a powerful woman and is like, heck yeah, and doesn't run away, because sometimes people can feel threatened when someone's really in their power, but this person just has a ton of respect for you, and they're kind of like, ooh, just like admiring you, really liking what you are putting out. But this person, I feel like there's also this kind of emphasis on money or on like trying to get themselves better financially. So I don't know if that was a reason for the breakup, or this person also maybe needs to focus on their responsibilities. I am feeling like the energy is a little bit immature. So it could have been someone that wasn't focusing on their responsibilities, maybe, wasn't in a good financial situation, like couldn't take you out on dates, or couldn't, pay for gas money, or I don't know, something where they were like irresponsible, or maybe it was something as simple as like they would never respond to your texts, or they would never, you guys would schedule a time to meet up and they wouldn't be there because they're not in that like solid energy. They're kind of still figuring things out. And so there's what they're pointing to, and I don't know if this was at the time of the breakup or it's upon reflection they've realized they need to do this, but they're pointing to like trying to become more responsible, trying to be more on top of things, like solid, not just as kind of like head in the clouds, immature. So it could have happened in different energies. Like, it could have been, again, that they like were just kind of flaky, hard to get a hold of, not a good texter or whatever. I don't know. The kind of person that would like play video games all the time. It could have been that kind of a vibe, or still lives at home or whatever. But this person is pointing to, a desire or a realization that they need to become more responsible. Could have also been something they were working on in the relationship, or even creative problems in the relationship of like, they're always trying to like now work really hard at work, and you're kind of like, hello, what about me? But what I'm getting is that I feel like the energy I feel is kind of immature. Like, they were like, I love their energy because it's very sweet and kind of young, but I could see how it could create problems in a relationship because I had an ex who like was not a good texter, and at first I was totally cool with it, and I was like, oh, I love that he's not texting me all the time, because I'm an Aries Venus, so I don't love the constant texting. But then when it became like, I can't get a hold of you and I'm not hearing from you for like a couple days in a row, I started to have an issue with it. And I was like, wait a minute, I think I need someone who's a little more responsible. So I think that's kind of the energy I'm picking up on, because it was also an indicator of other issues, because like he was very irresponsible and like didn't have his act together and wasn't as considerate. And I feel like this person has a similar like youthful energy as that ex I'm thinking of, that's very like fun, happy-go-lucky kind of, but not like, let me sit down and work out my taxes and let me make sure I text this person at 9 p.m. because I know I said I was gonna come home or whatever, and let me let them know where my ETA is or whatever. Like, this person is not the best about that kind of a thing. And so that could have been an issue in the relationship, or maybe it never progressed to that, but they're just pointing to that something about the relationship with you has brought up the issue of them needing to be responsible, or the issue of them trying to focus on like work and getting their stuff done. So for some of you, it might have been that was the issue in the relationship. They were too focused on work. For a lot of you, I feel like it's going to be that they realize now they have to pay more attention in that aspect of their life. So let's get more cards for pile 2, or excuse me, for pile 3, the clear quartz. What was their person thinking the last time they saw each other? Time. You are trying too hard. Give it time. What was the person thinking the last time they saw each other? It says, give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. What were they thinking the last time they saw pile 2? Twin flames, your passion ignites, and transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. And we get one more card for what was pile 2's person thinking when they last saw them. So we had 2 fall out. One is reflection, give each other time and space at the moment. Trust and faith that all will work out for the best, and new beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So I feel like you guys very well might come back together. I'm not feeling like there was something super traumatic that happened during this last interaction. I don't feel like there was anyone screaming at the other or blaming the other or being like, super angry. I feel like this person was aware the last time they saw you, there were some negative feelings about it, not about towards you, but feeling like this relationship was a loss somehow. So it could have been that, the relationship never got off the ground and stayed more on the crush realm. But they're regretting how whatever happened, they're like, oh, I didn't, like it kind of fell apart. I didn't manage it correctly, but there's still a ton of interest they have in you. And I don't feel like this is over. And a lot of the cards we got point to that like, this is about, like, this maybe is something to like, and I never tell someone to wait, because life is short and that's definitely up to you to decide. And you don't want to like waste your time away, pining for someone when you could have someone new come in. And maybe that is something that's going to happen for some of you with the new beginning card. For others of you, I do feel like, maybe you guys are taking moments of space. The feelings this person has towards you are like very positive, very sweet, young, innocent, kind, nothing like heavy or dark that would give me pause. I really like the feelings they have towards you, actually, because it is very sweet. Like, this is the kind of vibe I like in a relationship. Like, they just have a ton of respect for you. They kind of think you are like, you're kind of it. They kind of think you're pretty cool, and Yeah, so it's like, I love this type of thing. Like, please just idolize me. I love that. I don't mind. Put me up on that pedestal. I'll hang out there for as long as you want, because I like being treated that way. So for me, this would work very well. But of course, to each their own. But this person, yeah, I feel like they still have a lot of interest in you. They still have a lot of desire for you, and I think they think about you a lot. I definitely think they think about you a lot, and they think about reaching out to you, and they very well might. I mean, the last card we got is a Knight of Swords, so that might be something that happens in the future. I definitely think that this relationship, it might still be ongoing. It might still continue to happen in the future, but the last time you guys interacted, there was this like kind of, not a dark feeling, because again, this whole reading and feeling I get for the two of you is so lighthearted, so beautiful, so sweet, and like young, youthful, I don't know how else to describe it, just very fresh and full of life. So it doesn't feel like an ending type energy, but I think this person was aware that at least the last time they saw you, they felt like it was going to be the last time for a while, or there was some sense of like things ending somehow, and this person was upset with it. And there was this feeling of like they had wanted to deepen, broaden this relationship, and it didn't happen. But again, I feel like for so many of you, this is the kind of thing where it didn't get off the ground, or if you guys were in a relationship where it didn't get as deep as it should have. Like, this is more staying on the surface, but I like it because I feel like that even if you guys were in a relationship, it would be one of those relationships where you guys don't fight a lot. There's not like this deep uncovering of each other's dark secrets, and which I used to think was what I wanted in a relationship. And I was like, oh, that sounds so romantic and dramatic. But now I'm like, oh my God, hell no way. That we don't need it to be Jerry Springer vibes. We don't need it to be unearthing each other's trauma. Like, I'm good. I don't need anything unearthed that's traumatic for me personally or anyone else. So yeah, this is like keeping everything really light, happy vibes, which again, I think is really positive and bodes well. So yeah, this person has a lot of interest in you. They really like you. I feel like they enjoy your company. They kind of get a kick out of you, and it's like, maybe you guys make each other laugh, because I'm getting like a jovial vibe, like a happy, jovial vibe. Like, it feels almost like friends. Like, it's like, this is just two people that really enjoy being around each other. So I think that's why this person was feeling some negative emotions the last time they saw you. It was like, they felt like they weren't going to see you again for a while, and they were just kind of like, and they don't know if they handled it right, or they're like, should I have done something different? But they didn't really know what they could have done different, because I don't feel like this person like really screwed up in one way, or that they really I don't think that they were doing anything that bad, but we did get demonstrate love. So that might have been something that they didn't do fully, was like tell you. I do feel like they could have been more honest and upfront about their feelings, and maybe, yeah, because we got asked for help, which is what I get a lot when like there's someone who is not communicating the depths of their emotions. Like, it's like, it's one thing to feel those things, but if you never tell the person, it's not that useful. It's not that helpful if you're like in the love of your life relationship, but the other person doesn't know how you're feeling, then what good does that do? So I do feel like this person has to be more upfront, and maybe that's something that they're working on and learning. I think this person has reflected on that, because I feel like they are expressing a desire to be more honest and communicative with you. I don't feel like this person is shy in general or has issues with communication in general. I just think it's almost like, in many ways, they weren't like I feel like they thought they would have more time with you or something, or they didn't fully realize that like the time was up, or something like that, where they thought they would have longer with you. But the last time they interacted, I feel like they kind of knew, maybe on a deep subconscious level, but there was kind of this realization of like, oh, I'm probably not going to see this person again for a while. So I feel like maybe that made that person, or that might have been a feeling they experienced later. But there's definitely a period where they're like, oh my God, wait, I was supposed to tell them that I feel XYZ and they never did. And I think that kind of the separation has actually helped a lot to make this person realize how much they care about you and the depth of their emotions. But yeah, you guys have a lot of connections. You guys might have known each other in a past life, and we did get twin flames. And I could see that because even though this is such a lighthearted feeling, like I get that a lot with like soulmates, where it's so funny. We think of soulmates as being like really deep and dark and like knowing each other's deep secrets and so traumatic and like, you know, like how the movie like Twilight, everything is like super dark in that movie. It's like any shot is like like a cloudy sky. And I mean, I love the vibes of it and the aesthetic, like, you know, for like a rainy night in, that is definitely like a fun movie to watch. But I feel like that's our idea of like a soulmate, is like everything has to be dark and like dramatic and emo. But actually a lot of soulmates I notice have a super light energy, like a super light-hearted, almost the feeling of like a comedy or something, like not what you would expect for like what we think of with like romance is like the deepest passion that's so like heart-wrenching. But actually a lot of soulmates, it's like they just make each other laugh, they're kind of jovial, there's this real happy vibe, because you're both raising each other's vibration by being in each other's presence. And I feel like you guys have that. So you guys might, you know, be supposed to be together. I'm not sure. This is a general reading, so it definitely depends on the person. Take what resonates and leave the rest. But I am sensing that there's a lot of depth to this relationship. I actually feel like sometimes you guys like keep it surface level, or like you'll see each other and you guys will joke and you don't take it to like again, the discussion of childhood trauma and the discussion of like my first heartbreak was when I was, not to make fun of those conversations, because like they are important and they can totally be important, especially if someone has experienced a lot of trauma. Like, you know, I totally understand that that's something that everyone wants to like, or well, some people want to keep it private, but you might want to like have that discussion with your partner or whatever. So it's not to make fun of that. Just to say that like, I feel like you guys haven't had some of those deep conversations, and yet there's a real depth to your connection. So I'm guessing that you guys probably do talk and hang out on the astral plane, know each other that way, possibly know each other through past lives, or be twin flames, because you guys definitely, I feel like your souls already know each other. And yeah, but there's so much positivity in this relationship. And we got new love. And so I feel like this relationship, like it feels like a new love, even though it was like an old relationship. At least this is how this person is feeling. You might be like, I'm over this person. But this is their feelings for you. Like they really just enjoy you. Again, I feel like they get a kick out of you. I'm hearing that song, I Get a Kick Out of You by Frank Sinatra, which is just like kind of like, and I think he says, I get no kick from champagne. I'm not going to sing it because my voice is like so bad, I'm sure, in this like octave or whatever it is. But he says like, I get no kick from champagne, mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all, and then all this other stuff, but I get a kick out of you. And so the point is like, he's like amused and like just delighted by this person. And I feel like that's an aspect of love that we sometimes don't talk about. And this is kind of what I was saying earlier, like we think of love as being so heavy, but a lot of soulmate love is like having the same sense of humor. That's a huge indicator of someone being a soulmate, is like laughing at the same stuff, giving each other a look, and you're kind of like instantly kind of like amused because you know what the person's thinking. Like that is definitely an indicator of a soulmate connection. And I feel like you guys have that for sure. Like you guys have that little bit of like banter where it's like when you guys are together, it's like fun, it's kind of mischievous. So yeah, maybe that's why you guys got the High Priestess card, is that there is this like your minds are kind of in simpatico. That's what my mom always would say, was simpatico. If I don't even know if that's a word or if it's just it probably is. It sounds like a word, but just meaning that you guys are like in sync, kind of like you guys are totally lined up. And I feel like that is what is going on. Like you guys are just vibing together. You're kind of on the same wavelength. You might have the same sense of humor, the same, like someone does something kind of funny and maybe no one else would notice and everyone else is just like, okay, like listening to the teacher, but you guys make eye contact and kind of like laugh about it. Or there's just this psychic connection you guys have that goes beyond like speaking. It's very much like unconscious and deep and more metaphysical and like more on the astral plane than in this realm. But there's a lot of depth there. And I do feel like you guys probably hang out on the astral plane a lot. So as far as how this person was feeling, I do feel like they had a sense of loss because there was some awareness on their end that they weren't going to see you for a while. So again, I don't know the timeline. I feel like the timeline is differing a lot. So I don't want to give a specific like months, years, days, or whatever. But I feel like for some of you guys, maybe it was like before COVID hit or something along the lines of that. Or you guys, something happened with COVID where it disrupted things. I don't know. But I mean, that kind of applies to a lot of people's lives right now. But I feel like there was this unexpected nature of like you guys were supposed to have more time together. And so it kind of came out of the blue. But then this person realized like, oh my God, I'm not going to see them again for X amount of time. And it definitely upset them. And it definitely, that's where they kind of got into a negative like mindset. But as far as their feelings for you, like they're still very pure. I think they think of you a lot. Not saying pure like, because there is sexual desire for you. Oh, speaking of, we have to pull that tarot deck. But they have a very pure feeling. It's funny because like I literally I was pulling this like kind of sexual tarot deck for the other cards and I forgot to pull it for y'all. And it's because you guys do have like this pure feeling, which I get a lot with soulmates. So you guys got the 10 of Cups, which is, this is definitely a deep connection. And the Knight of Cups, 3 of Wands reversed. See, I feel like a lot of you guys might have met this person in like a school or work setting. I'm getting like a school for a lot of you where it's like, you guys were supposed to be like paired up or something and work together somehow. And then I feel like that was disrupted by something, possibly COVID, could have been something else, but there was this like, oh, we were supposed to be working together. You guys might have gotten in trouble when you were working together for like always laughing or always goofing off, or people were like, why are they talking all the time? Like, aren't they supposed to be focusing on their work? You guys also got the Page of Swords reversed. How did pile 3's person see them the last time they saw them? So this person has a lot of respect for you. I really like that. Like, it's like they're not, like, I feel like sex with them would just be super, they are very reverent towards you. And again, this is the vibe I'm loving. To each their own. Everyone likes something different. But as an Aries Venus, I love it when someone comes to me with all kinds of respect, treats me right. You know, some people like to be like, I don't know, treated badly, and they enjoy that in the relationship. And like, I kind of maybe get it, I guess. Not really, but maybe. But for me, I like to be treated right. I like someone to respect me. I like them to really cherish me. And that's the energy that I'm getting here. I don't need the dark, stormy, troubled guy who like secretly likes me but treats me bad. It's like, no. we're not doing that anymore, not in 2021. And this is the vibe that I like. This is like this is like king vibe. Like this person is treating you really well. They really have a lot of respect for you, and they're like showing that in the cards. I just keep getting that. Like I feel like if you slept with them, they would really prioritize you, put you first, put your feelings first, and do whatever it took to make you feel good. Because again, this goes a lot deeper than just a sexual attraction or even just a mental attraction or like, yeah, I have a crush. This is like very soulmate-y vibes. This person and you have a very spiritual connection. You guys might have a similar life path mission where it's like you guys were put on the planet to accomplish similar things, and you're both, I feel like, bright lights, like funny, sweet, yeah, pleasant people. Like this was a really nice energy to tap into, because I've been really tired and had a million things kind of go wrong with these readings, not to get into it, but like I was like dragging going into this reading, and now I'm like, ooh, so much energy flowing because of you guys. So I appreciate that. But this person, yeah, they have a lot of like enthusiasm for you, and you guys definitely have like an emotional, spiritual connection flowing back and forth. So this is really great. This is really beautiful to tap into, and I just think you guys, yeah, I could definitely see some kind of a reunion in the future, if they can actually muster up the courage to like send that text. But yeah, so we'll have to see. But this is a very sweet energy. I definitely think they were sad the last time they saw you, or there was this like, oh, what do I do kind of feeling, but it might end up being okay in the end. You guys might end up paired up in the end. Although we do have new love, so there could be someone new coming in. I'm not sure. Take what resonates and leave the rest, because it is a general reading, so it's going to differ for everyone. But I could definitely see this leading to a reunion. This energy is so sweet, so pure, and really lovely. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it did. Thanks for letting me tune into this relationship, because it was really beautiful. And I really do want to hear details about this in the comments. So please let me know, let me know all the drama. I'm always all ears for anyone wanting to tell me their relationship issues. I'm always interested, so please let me know. And also make sure to like and subscribe. I post every few days, so if you want to see more videos, make sure you are subbed and have notifications on. And also, if you have any reading ideas, I got this from a reading idea that someone sent me. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know as always, because I am always trying to help you guys. So I am totally open to those. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hello, my lovely pile 3. So if you guys picked this beautiful amethyst stone, this is going to be your reading. I love amethyst. It really helps us connect with our psychic abilities, kind of our higher self. And it also is the birthstone for February. So if you are a Pisces or an Aquarius, this reading might especially be for you, but it's open to everyone. So anyway, let's get into the cards. I pre-pulled them, and you guys got the 8 of Wands. You got the World reversed. You got the Page of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups reversed, the 7 of Swords, the Moon reversed, the Lovers reversed, the Page of Pentacles, the Hierophant reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, the Hermit, the 3 of Pentacles, and finally the 8 of Swords reversed. So there's a lot coming through. We got a bunch of major arcana cards. This person felt very strongly about you with the Lovers and the 2 of Cups both reversed. We can see that this was a deep, as far as this person was concerned, a very deep soulmate relationship. And they really are feeling like the loss of it. They might not have even known, though, at the time, I feel like, that it was for sure the last time you guys were seeing each other or something. I feel like when this person sees you, like, they just see you as very beautiful. They'd almost be distracted when you're around by like seeing your face. So even if you guys were dealing with it with like some heavy stuff, they might be just like, so sorry about that, guys. I just had to pause. I just had a random coughing fit. I don't know, something was like in my throat or something, but anyway, I cut that out so you didn't have to hear me like loudly coughing into the microphone, because I know no one wants to hear that. But getting back into it, what I was saying, I believe, was that this person, you know, might have been distracted by your face. They very much find you like very beautiful. So it's like hard for them to focus sometimes on like, I feel like some of the harder issues, because they're just literally so distracted by the way you look. And they're probably like pretty happy whenever you're around, like just feeling your energy, getting to see you, getting to be in your presence is going to make them feel pretty good. So it's almost like, I feel like this person didn't see coming that this was the last interaction they would have with you, because like just having you around kind of puts them in a good mood. And, you know, it's kind of like they didn't see like the car crash coming, because they were like looking out the window and being like, oh, the hills are really pretty today. So they didn't see like the truck coming, barreling down at them, not to be like super dark. But yeah, so I feel like, this person really is very into you. They're very attracted to you. I feel like the last time you guys interacted, I feel like the vibe I'm getting is that they were very focused on you, and kind of didn't see the idea of you guys not being together. Like they didn't know that this was going to be it, you know? But so like, as far as how they felt, it was just like the usual, like thinking about like, oh, they're so attractive, or they look so good, or like, oh, they're so funny, they're so great to be around, kind of a thing. As far as like since that time, I feel like they've had time to reflect. And I feel like, sorry if my voice is quavering, I don't know what's happening with my throat. Maybe it's something that's going to come through in this reading. I don't know. Maybe this person has an issue with their throat chakra, communication. I don't know. We'll see what comes up. But I feel like this person, issues have come up as far as they feel like maybe it's kind of like their situation in life that has set you guys apart. So it might be that they are not plugged into like a really good job, or they are not also like fitting into society as much. And I feel like that for them is a reason why they feel like you guys might not be together, or why you guys can't be together. It might be an insecurity of theirs. I'm not quite sure. Let me pull some more cards and try to see what else comes up. What were they thinking the last time they saw pile 4, the amethyst pile? It says, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Yeah, I feel like this person, you know, they have a very unassuming energy. Like they don't seem like they are a chaotic thinker. They feel very calm. I mentioned Pisces at the beginning of this reading because you know, of the amethyst, but this person might be a Pisces, because they have like kind of a Pisces, like chilled out Neptunian energy that's very like relaxed and kind of, you know, yeah, like very relaxed, very kind of like go with the flow. And we got my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. I do think this person thinks of you as like their beloved, and there is just this very much going along with it, like almost not complacent, but accepting things as they are. I feel like this person really accepts you and really wants the best for you. Like I don't feel like a lot of times when it's the last time you interact with someone, you'd be feeling like all kinds of drama, you'd be maybe resenting them, hating them, but I just feel very peaceful. So I don't know, because I do see, we have the 8 of Swords reversed. I do feel like this person might have later on been like, oh, darn it, like I really wanted it to be with this person. And we have the Lovers cards and, the 2 of Cups reversed. So I feel like later on there was a realization that like, oh, that was the last time. But I feel like at the moment they were feeling very peaceful because they just really like to be around you. And they also have faith in your connection that you guys will end up being together no matter what. So I think that kind of keeps them in like a very chill mode. So they're not like freaking out. They're not panicking. Again, I feel like they would just be distracted by like how good you look or whatever. And then I feel like since then, in the time since then, they probably realized like, oh, well, I guess that was the last moment we were meeting. Damn, I probably would have played things differently. So, there's a little bit of bittersweet there. Like at the moment they were pretty chill about it, but now there's kind of that, damn, like I might have been a little more vocal had I known. But you guys have a very, like we just got friendship, and you guys do have like this very sweet vibe. I also think this person, is indicating that maybe they don't fit in traditionally to society. So maybe they, I don't know, are just untraditional in some way. Maybe they don't have a traditional career path. Maybe it's more, free thinking. Maybe they're an artist or like a mechanic in a garage that works with their hands or whatever. But it's not necessarily something that like everyone would be like, oh, that's the expected career path for this person to go down. Like I feel like it's unconventional somehow, or maybe they dress unconventionally, look unconventionally. And I feel like sometimes they maybe have not had as much money as a result, and they are definitely thinking about that as a reason why you guys aren't together. And it definitely makes them worry like that you guys, that's the reason why you guys aren't together. And it makes them kind of want to focus on like obtaining some of that, and maybe not completely upending their lifestyle and suddenly becoming like a 9-to-5 wearing a suit type of person, because I feel like that's not necessarily their vibe. But I definitely think they want to have an intention of maybe having more of a reliable financial situation, maybe fitting in a little bit more to be with you, or that's kind of what they're blaming things on. Yeah, you guys have though a really deep connection, and they saw you as like a soulmate. So it also could be reversed, because the last time they saw you, they were realizing, or they felt like, oh, this isn't my soulmate. But I feel like, because the vibe I'm getting is very peaceful, but I also feel like there's a lot of regrets that they have, and a lot of pain that they have about their connection to you. So I think in the time, it's almost like they didn't fully realize the impact of it. Like at the time they were calm, and now they've had time to reflect and they're like no longer calm. And now they're kind of realizing like, oh, damn, that was the last time. And they didn't fully take it in the moment, if that makes sense. So there's a little bit of like regretful energy popping in. Like this person now is kind of back to being alone, and they regret that. They regret that they didn't like make the move like they should have. I feel like they were a little bit too calm about it, and we got rest and relaxation is essential. I do think you guys communicate on the astral plane for sure. We've got a lot of communication on the astral plane today with the readings, but I don't know, some readings are just a lot, like have a common thread or whatever. But this person, we just got to be willing to express love. And I feel like, this person maybe should have like fully gone in and fully expressed their feelings for you. Because again, I feel like they really consider you a soulmate. They were very calm. It's almost like they took you for granted in some ways, because I feel like they just assumed that because of the depth of your connection, you guys would end up together. And I don't know if they actually went ahead and expressed and said the extent of their feelings, or it was just something where they kind of were like, oh, it'll be fine. Everything's going to work out. Like Pisces have a tendency to do that, of just being like, oh, the universe will take care of it. And the universe at a certain point is like, no, babe, I'm not doing anything. It's on you. You were supposed to take this one and I'm not. And so that's a lesson Pisces have to learn a lot of times, is how to be proactive and how to actually go ahead and make those moves and tap into that Mars, Aries energy, because we do need that. I mean, it exists in the zodiac for a reason. So we need to have, yes, it's good to be like chilled out and trust the universe, but it's also good to take action when action is needed and be proactive. And I feel like this person was a little bit not proactive when it came to you, and a little bit, and maybe this is a theme in their whole life, because I am seeing like a little bit of financial lack, and I don't know, I was like, why are you bringing this up in this reading? But maybe that's why, is because like it's a theme for them of needing to be more like action oriented and go ahead and like get in there, I feel like sometimes, yeah, maybe this person, they might be psychic, but they rely too much on those senses. They rely too much on feelings and emotions and psychic. And while that realm is amazing, and I love Neptune, I love a Neptunian vibe, it is important to like take action and be tough and go in there and get the job done and set a goal, and you know what I mean? So I feel like that's something that this person is bringing up as, something that they have kind of realized since you guys have been apart that they need to do. So what was pile 4's person feeling the last time that they saw them? We got the Hermit. I don't know what this person is trying to say to me. They're trying to say something. I keep hearing help me, which I really don't know why they're saying that. I don't know if it's to me or to you. Can you clarify like what that means? Okay, so they want you to help them. I think they want you to come to them somehow. Maybe it's because of their lack of financial situation. Maybe they're wanting like, I don't know. I feel like this person, they have felt a lot of lack since you guys left their life. So this has been, surprisingly like painful for them. Like, I feel like they weren't expecting it to be as bad as it was. Can you guys clarify more what you're trying to tell me? They're saying basically that they like want to be with you, and that's just what they want. Like they want to be with you, and they're upset that you guys aren't together. They feel like you guys are supposed to be together and that you guys are soulmates, and that you guys aren't supposed to be in separation. Is there anything else you guys want to tell pile 4? They're just saying that that you guys would be together, that they would treat you really well, they would treat you really right, and that, they could do a lot for you. But what is this King of Pentacles? Like, so what is going on there? So what they're telling me is like they might not have as much money, but they would treat you amazing. So this is what I'm getting. I don't know. But like, I'm also trying to find out what were they feeling the last time they saw you. And this is when they're telling, okay, so now I'm getting this reading, because I wasn't sure what it was at first, because I was getting a lot of like panicked emotions, but then I was also feeling chilled out. And I was like, what is this? Like, Jekyll and Hyde? Like, why is this so conflicting? But now I'm getting it. So at the time when they met you, they were feeling, or when you guys last saw each other, they were feeling very confident and like cool as a cucumber in this relationship. They were really convinced that you guys were going to end up together and that everything was going to work out between the two of you. And again, this is where I'm interjecting, and they don't like me saying this. They're like telling me to be quiet, but I'm not going to be quiet. I'm going to say it. It's my reading, so I am going to say it. That I think that they were a little complacent. Like, I feel like financially they're a little complacent too, and it's like, hello, wake up. And so I feel like, okay, now they're saying that they have woken up. They realize now what they had with you and that they need to step up, and they're in the process of doing it, or they're working towards it. So they want you to know that. that they are taking steps to improve their financial situation and to be more proactive with you, because they realize now that they didn't like fully come to you the way they should have. They didn't step up the way they should have, I guess. Some of them might have not have communicated their emotions, and some of them maybe were in the relationship with you but just didn't step up and lead or be, you know, be as much of a good partner as they should have. But they just want to have you back in their life. Like for them, being separated from you is a real difficulty. Can you guys go into more of how you were feeling the last time you saw them? They just keep telling me like, yeah, what I said at the beginning is accurate, that they just thought you were really beautiful. And that's all they want to talk about. Like, this is a boring reading. Just saying like, well, you're beautiful. I can't just play like that James Blunt song for like 30 minutes. It's like, you're beautiful, you know, where he's just like, you're beautiful on a loop. I can't just put that on as the reading. I have to say some more information, but that's literally all they want to say. Like, they think of you as so beautiful. Being around you is like a gift. I'm hearing that. I love that line from an A$AP Rocky song, Peso, and the line is, just to kick it is a blessing. And that's how they feel towards you, is like just being around your presence to them is like oxygen or something. It's like, oh my God, like finally I'm home. And so that's why it's been really difficult. What else were you feeling the last time that you saw them? They just keep showing me pictures of like a face, like a close-up, someone's bone structure of like their nose. You guys might have a really cute nose or something. I feel like they would just like stare at you and just be like, oh my God, like they just really like your bone structure. They just really like whatever you have going on in your face. It like fascinates them. Like they could just stare at your face for like hours and just look at your face in particular, your body as well. But I think especially they just find your face to be really stunning. They're just so drawn to you like a magnet. Can you guys talk about any more of your other feelings? Like, can you give us more detail? So they're just telling me that they don't want anyone else. They only want you. They really want to be with you. They have the intention to come back, but they want you to open up to them and be with them. And they don't want you to like judge them for the fact that maybe they don't fit in as much, or they have a different way of going about things, or they're financially not as lined up. And so they want you to like accept them and to just be with them and to really like connect with them. What are they saying? They're showing me the color green, so I don't know what that means. Can you guys clarify? Like, what are you trying to tell me? They're just saying to me that they're super loyal to you, and if you would wait for them, they are so loyal to you. They're more loyal to you than anyone else could be. And I'm hearing that Band of Horses song, No One's Gonna Love You Like I Do. So you could look that up. I feel like that is really their song for you. No One's Gonna Love You by Band of Horses, or CeeLo Green did another cover of it, which is really good. But yeah, that song like sums up their feelings and their thoughts towards you. Is like, no one could ever appreciate you or see you or value you the way I do. I know you so deeply and I want to be with you so much. And this has been very heart-wrenching for them, and not being with you has caused them a lot of pain. They didn't know at first that this was going to be so painful for them. It's almost like when they're with you, they're like in like a drug haze or something. Like they didn't take it as seriously as they should have, because literally just being around you is like intoxicating for them. And they're just so excited to be with you that they really didn't focus on like, I should have acted this way or I should have done this. They're just so thrilled to be in your presence that it like kind of blocked out their higher level thinking. So what I would tell them is that they need to line up their situation and get their thinking right so that they can be rational and actually make a place for you in their life, because the feelings are really beautiful, but it's like we need the follow through. We need to have the lined up. We can't have someone living in a trailer. No offense if anyone is, but it's like, you guys, whatever you guys want, this person needs to provide that for you and make that situation good for you, We have to have our bills paid. We have to pay the rent. We have to pay the gas and the water and the electric. So, love is really great. But this person, I think that hopefully they are trying to step up for you. That's what they're saying. They're saying, yes, they are. So I hope they mean that. And they are trying to line themselves up for you guys. They are trying to get themselves going. But they just tell me like that they miss you so much. They really want to be with you. They just really want to be reunited with you. And if they could be with you, they would treat you super right. They really care about you. They just, again, they find you to be like perfect and just amazing. And they feel like you guys are soulmates and you guys are supposed to be together. So I think this person does talk to you in your dreams. They do talk to you on the astral realm. They very much want to reach out to you on that side of things. And they feel very connected to you when they're like sleeping and dreaming, and mentally, spiritually, they feel super connected to you. So yeah, these are a lot of really deep emotions. We got the Lovers again reversed in the like sexual deck, and we also got the Tower. So this person's feelings towards you are really strong. Really, 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 really strong. And there's this desire to make things work financially, and to come to you with come correct. Like, I feel like, I hope this person really means it, that they are telling me that they are working on themselves financially to line things up. I just feel like there's maybe a lot of chaos going on in their life. Even their energy that I'm tapping into is a little chaotic. That's why at first I had a hard time reading it. It is a little chaotic. So this is something they probably need to work out just to smooth it out, get a little more chill. But they are very into you. It's a very romantic, almost obsessive craving for you that I'm feeling. It's it's very almost hard to get them to talk, because all they'll show me is photos of your face, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to see this. I need specifics. I need information. I don't want to just keep telling this person they have a beautiful face, but they really, it's that's all they can think about, it's just how beautiful you are, how stunning you are. I'm seeing freckles on a nose. So maybe you guys have freckles on your nose or something, but they think something about your nose is really cute. So whatever you guys have going on, they think it's really cute. And maybe you guys wear your hair in braids or something, or you guys have really cute, I'm seeing kind of dark hair that's kind of long and braided. You might have silky smooth hair, or I don't know, but there's something about your hair that they really, really like. But I hope that can I get a timetable for you guys? So I feel like I'm hearing 3 months. I just hope that they are serious about this, because again, I feel like their energy has been very chaotic, and I feel like that desire is there to make things work, but I would just want to see a little bit of follow through, I feel like, yeah, their desire for you is so strong that it's almost I don't even know what they would do if they actually got to be with you. They might just have a breakdown, or be so shaky that they wouldn't be able to function. But these feelings are very strong. I can see why you're watching love readings about this person, because I feel like both of you guys feel very drawn to the other, and it's almost I feel like I'm intruding on a love scene, or a sex scene even. I'm how did I get in here? Maybe you guys want to spend some time alone, because I'm clearly the third wheel. Yeah, this is a very strong love connection, and I'm getting more of the energy of it, and I do feel like you know, it is mutual. I do feel like you are picking up on what they're putting down. You guys are connecting in the astral realm, and you both really crave each other, like sexually speaking and just emotionally. I feel like you guys get a lot of energy and emotions from each other, and it's really beautiful. This is a very like loving, possible soulmate type of relationship, because I do think like we got this spiritually, we are always united. I do think you guys are chilling on the astral plane, but it's not just chilling. Like you guys are probably like banging on the astral plane. Like I feel like you guys have this very deep connection that is partially sexual, and it is like a soulmate love relationship, which, you know, it does involve some element of sexuality. Like it's not just like it's pure as snow and, you know, it's just like we're just friends and we're just hanging out and we just get along. Like there is this love and this desire for like sexual union going on. So the final message I'm getting from your person is just that they have every desire to come back to you, and they really want you to wait for them. I would never tell someone to wait, but that's what this person wants me to tell you. And they are very like loud and communicative. You know, they feel very lost without you, and they're very much trying to rectify things and like line things up on their end so that you guys can be in union. So they're trying to fix things. They're trying to like patch things up in their life that need to be fixed so that you guys can come together and be together, because they know there's some things they had to work on, and that's what they've been trying to do. So yeah, they are very much working towards that. And, you know, they want you to know to like wait for them, and that they're trying to fix everything for themselves, and they're trying to line up their life. But what they're telling me is that what you guys have goes so much deeper than any of that stuff. And what you guys have is so solid, so permanent, so amazing, and so incomparable to anything else that, like, you know, everything else, it's like just details. You know what I mean? The love that you guys have is like the main course, the main meal, the main meat and potatoes of the whole thing. And then like all the details they have to get lined up is like the tiny little side dish that you just kind of pick at and you don't even eat much of. Like, so to them, like they are very set on you, and they feel like this turmoil they have won't end until you guys get back together, this turmoil they're in. So they have every intention of fixing it and reuniting with you. So that was a lot, and they definitely came in really strong. So it was a bit of a doozy for the last reading, but very powerful, and their feelings are very, very strong. I do feel a little bit like a third wheel, but I'll be okay. But I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I love hearing your stories and stuff. And also, if you have any reading suggestions, I got this from a reading suggestion. So if there's something you would like to see, please let me know. I would love to help you guys in whatever direction I can. And make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post every few days, so if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed. And yeah, I am sending you guys so much love and light. I'm sure you're getting enough love from this astral connection, but you know, just sending you some additional. So have an amazing day, guys, and I will see you in my next reading. Bye.